a note here, this is a work meeting, meaning we're working this, there's no issues we decided today, and there's no public comments, so if you public could please not speak up. We're going to interview each one of the 4 companies one at a time, and just for the public record, just want to verify something with Betsy. When did the announcement go out for the bid? You said?
They were posted in the paper in September of 2024.
Some of the information we got back was as early as September.
September 2024. Okay.
It's
And
posted in the news. In the
just so that people know, the criteria for each of them is the same, so they're all comparing apples with apples.
Correct.
Correct.
They were each given a list
Each
of
given
every
a list.
location.
So they're bidding on what your list was for this year. So, is that Joe? I guess what I was going to do is, I'll go first. Okay.
You're going to leave us speaking.
Well, we will
Oh,
call the roll.
roll call.
Under Joe.
Okay, Joe, yes.
And then 10 minutes.
Let's see.
It's 10 minutes.
I have one question.
No.
Well, we're going to let Ron start. His questions first. Go ahead, first give you roll call. Roll call?
David Eagle is absent. Tony Stallsmith,
Here.
Susan Jett, Ron Page,
I'm looking, yeah.
and Joe's on his way. I would say once Joe arrives or once Ron starts, we start our 20-minute window so that it would be here for each person. I don't want to cut time short of this time.
All right, so we're going to start with Ron then?
Yep,
Ron,
2:35.
let you start.
This is a gentleman from Arkansas Landscaping,
Yes, sir.
and I just wondered if you could please tell me what your biggest challenges, other than finding people to work reliably, because that seems to be consistent across every contractor I've talked to.
And really, that is, other than, that's my biggest challenge. But it's not something that defines how we work the job. So really, it's just managing your individual responsibilities. Like we have 14 apartment complexes. We have numerous different commercial properties, and we also have SIE. So it's placing the manpower in the correct spot, which is something, I'm a former Army officer, so I'm good at delegating the people out. And then, the main thing is to follow up on those things and to, distribute the work. And that becomes a challenge at times, just to make sure that everyone's treated, everyone's taken care of, which is responsible.
So your plan in the morning is to meet with your team,
Yes, sir.
and then give them instructions, and then as the day goes by, you take a look at each of their work centers that you are giving to them. And how do you report back to SID at the end of the day or at the end of the week?
We really don't have a set way of doing that. I work closely with the maintenance guys, and also, Betsy, we talk back and forth every so often. But, as far as we know what we're supposed to do, and we go get it done, and I delegate however many guys I feel I need to be at each area in order, and we have weekly schedules, and sometimes those schedules get disrupted based on weather, environment, situation, or whatever. But we delegate out how many people we need for each job, and we send them out based on that.
you are a resident here in
Yes, sir.
Cherokee
Yeah, I
County,
live.
and you are well aware of all of the
Yes.
SID.
Yeah. There are a couple that have came up that we, you know, when we got our first list, that were on that list, but we by now, we have identified them all, and we do visit them all.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Tony, that would be the short term.
Okay, just one word. Just, there we go. Just want to verify, this is Brian Malone, correct?
Yes.
Arkansas Landscape, so we should have said that right away to introduce you, sorry about that. All right, and Susan, do you want to go next?
Sure. I'm looking at the letters that you just handed us, and
Yes.
so I think I know the answer to this question, but do you have a current Cherokee Village business license?
Yes,
Do you have commercial liability insurance that's good as Cherokee Village?
3 million to
3 million, 2 million? And the other commercial contracts you have, this one from the Townhouse Association is for 2023?
Well, and the reason I have submitted that is because after listening to the meeting, Ms. Betsy mentioned that we lost the townhouse contract, which in fact is not true. We didn't lose the contract. Yeah, we didn't lose the contract, and that's that's what those letters represent. One is from the president, and one is from the treasurer. And both of them indicated that we did not lose the contract. That was a mutual decision because they wanted to start including tree work, which was something I didn't want to get involved in. And so that was it. So just, you know, I can't go back and tell however many people were in attendance that day that we didn't lose the contract, but I did want it to be noted for the commissioners that I did not lose the contract. I don't know where that came from, but I didn't lose the contract.
Okay, I appreciate that, because y'all, you know, when you had guys, you did a pretty good job.
Yeah, we did a great job.
Okay, then, how many people on your crew for the suburban improvement district? And I heard you say, and we all know that keeping health is tough. And I also read in these letters that you manage numerous apartment complexes and numerous things.
So after I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's good.
So after that, you know, when I heard that in the meeting, so I went back and looked. For 2024, my payroll was over $215,000. That's not indicative of someone that can't hire, that can't find help. That's I have 14 employees. 9 of those were full-time for most of the summer. The rest were seasonal type, high school students, whatever. You know, with a payroll like that, it's you know, it's a challenge to find, you know, competent workers, but they're here. They're here. If you find them, they're here. Community-wide, I would not use a blanket statement to say you can't find workers in Cherokee Village, Hardy, Ashland. I think that's just not a true statement. I think you can find them. Yeah, and you have to work to find them, and you have to. A lot of times, the ones that are really good at working are already have jobs. But my philosophy, and this has been from day one since I started this job, was I try to hire local, and that's one of the things that I've always tried to do. And I stand by that. Now, I have entertained the idea, you know, based on some of Betsy and I's thoughts about trying to go out and find other workers from other communities, but I haven't done that to this date. And I feel comfortable with hiring local, that I can put a good workforce out there. And the way I do that is I have, you know, pretty strict, you know, we do the, you know, we kind of check everybody. We go based on, you know, we do the, I pay about $2 or $3 more per hour.
Take a deep breath.
Okay.
You don't have to talk to that.
Okay. Well, I pay $2 or $3 more per hour than any of my competitors.
Okay.
And I do that because I feel like there's less turnover. If I can send a guy home at the end of the day and they can take care of their family, then I feel better. If I'm paying them minimum wage and they go home, I don't feel like they can take care of their family, and they can't, you know, they're not going to be good workers.
conflict with the suburban improvement district are people that just want to complain about something. And we've got numerous, and I would say scores of complaints with pictures, complete with pictures, about stuff, projects, events, states that your crew didn't finish what you wanted to do. What about, do you have a plan to be able to do what Betsy, what the suburban improvement district needs you to do this year?
Yes.
Or is it going to be the same as
No,
last year?
and listen, I mean, I think Betsy's probably talked to me, or, you know, and this is me, this is my recollection, is maybe 5-6 times in the 2 years I've been doing it, and that may be more, maybe less. That's my recollection, as far as problems that weren't, minor type things. Some of those were beyond our control, some of them were things that we missed. And I feel like in the things that we missed, one of the advantages of being local is we can respond quickly. We try to respond within 24 hours of anything. And I'll pull everybody, if there's a complaint, we pull everybody off of anything else, and they go take care of it. That's one of the things we do. And as far as, I haven't heard a whole lot of the complaints from any of the, property owners. I hear it, it's just, and then, so I don't know what. But yes, I'm open to, we fix anything. And we have the people to do it, we have the ability to do it, we have the equipment to do it.
So, the story that I have seen and heard, that his guys just seem to want to work from the lawnmower. If they can't pick it up while they're riding by on the lawnmower, it just stays on the ground. Little tree limbs, little tree debris, little stuff that you ought to either throw into a cart or come back on later.
Yeah.
And it piles up.
And I don't know, I don't see that. But if you do, and there's a, on the tree stuff, the maintenance guys have told us if it's a tree down, don't mess with it.
It's not true, it's like the branch that falls.
Sure. Yes. And I understand.
The tree stuff, no, we weren't going to do the tree stuff. That's fine. Okay. And you've got all these references, I appreciate that. And with all of the craziness, why do you want this contract again? Since you've got a payroll of $215,000 and we're only going to pay you $124 days, why is our contract important to you?
I have a family. And,
You've
I'm
got
trying to.
a lot of work.
Yeah, I do have a lot of work, but I also have I'm in business to make money, and that's if I have the equipment and I have the ability to hire people local and to put them to work, then that's what I want to do. And money's not a driving force to me, but I do like money. There's no way around it. I like to make money, and I like to, and I like Cherokee. I love Cherokee Village, and that's why we moved up here. And I work hard to make improvements and make Cherokee Village, look nice.
Okay. All right. Tony, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Just
Warren.
want to thank you.
All right, Joe?
I don't know, I'm not a big landscape guy, to be honest with you. I'm not out running around looking at the grass and all that kind of stuff. Because I too am in business on and very always my money right now. But my question is, and Betsy, we rely heavily on what Betsy tells us. I mean, we hire her, that's her job. It's to micromanage everything that's going on. I wouldn't do it for $1 million. But she does, and we even got reports back that there was some issues with a lot of your guys with things that were going on, and they were more or less, I guess, in simple terms, were kind of ignored and not corrected. And multiple times they were asked to fix and didn't. So my question is, if we have a problem arise, are you just going to get the guys together one night and say, hey, dude, you need to go make sure you do whatever? Or is the buck really stopped with you?
Yeah.
So are you
And that's one of the things that Betsy and I discussed when we were discussing this, was I told her that I would take more of a, active role in the SID.
So that would be my question, is how is it going to be different this year from last year?
Well, instead of, relying heavily on some of my lead guys to be over the SID, it would be me. I would be personally over the SID. And that would mean me hands-on daily, being at different areas of the SID. And I'm available to do that. And I'm going to make adjustments to scheduling to where I can do that. And I know what needs to be done, and I know exactly how it needs to be done, and I've been doing it for years, and I know exactly what's expected, and I can make it happen.
But is your schedule locally so busy that you really can't devote a whole lot of time to my own manager?
No, sir.
You're
No,
not.
sir.
So are you still managing these 14 apartment complexes?
Yes,
Where are these 14 apartment complexes?
we have four here. We have 3 in Cabot. We have 3 in Mountain View. 1 in Mountain Spring. 1 in Colorado Rock.
Okay.
And 1 in Newark. And 2 in KC.
So how many days a week would you say your crew works here at your?
4.
About 4 days a week. And that would be, you'd need 4 days to do the work. It's a big,
Yes, sir. You need 4 days.
Yeah.
And weather, when weather hits, it might take 5 or 6.
Do they do that? You just do it like once a month then, 4 days once a month, or you here 4 days a week period?
4 days a week period.
Okay.
We have
Questions?
7 minutes left.
Question I have, how did you hear about this contract? Well, you already have a contract.
Yeah, but originally, actually, several years ago, I brought the idea to David Webb and told him I think I could save money by doing it. So I just kept on following up on it as it
How are you informed about this contract?
Miss Betsy.
What work have you done besides the SID and cheerleading those past 6 months?
Past 6 months.
Work in the meeting here.
In this area, we do apartments. We have 76, I believe, residential properties. Yes. And then we do, we do State Farm, we do numerous of the, we have a few of the, we do American Lane Company. We did Los Indios, the complex down here off of Boulder.
And you remember getting a contract in 2023? In 2023, when you got the first contract?
Yes, sir.
You remember how you did that? You told me to close the bid.
What was the question?
But in 2023, when you received the first contract, right?
Yes.
You remember getting that contract?
Yes.
Okay, how do you think you got that?
I had to fill out, I did a bid on it. And I bid it, I think I was
You were able to keep it through 2024 as well?
yes.
Have you ever done any work that you're not compensated for here in the village? Like for
In the village?
yeah, for SID?
No.
Have you ever done any extra work outside the contract for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
What-
we've done, we do the spillways, on Omaha and a couple other spillways,
Right.
where we've cleaned those up, when Ms. Betsy asked. And then we did some of the backside, our current contract, we do the front side of the dam. When I say front side, water side of the
Right.
dams. So we've actually done some of the backside of the dams, when the prisoners weren't able to do it.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have any?
Just one more question. Do you, Mr. Malone, or anybody from your company work for any of the commissioners in any capacity?
No.
having to go out for other bids. If you were aware of me not being happy from the first year's contract, why weren't your changes made in this year's contract?
I don't think you made it clear to me that you weren't happy at first.
I could provide at least 2 text messages with photographs and a video for every month beginning in April all the way through August that I've shared with every one of the commissioners. So the communication has not only been verbal, because I've come to you and spoken to you on numerous times, but it has been by text message.
Okay.
So you were aware, why were they?
I feel like we made those, I mean, I don't know, is there instances where you asked me to do something we didn't do it?
Yes,
No, I don't recall that.
that was my only question.
Do we have any other questions?
Still got a minute left.
Well, then I'll have that one last question. So getting the next contract for the 2024, why were you told that you were, well, for this last year, why were you told that you were awarded that contract? Because you'd done your job the previous year?
Oh, the year.
Yes, we just got, yeah. Why do you believe you got it for a second year?
It was we had a good price on it, we had a good bid on it. And I feel like that's one of my strong points is bid. And, you know, Betsy actually told me this year, she thought my bid was too low. And you know, I'm not in business of doing it for, you know, for not making money. I think my bid is accurate for what it costs to do the job. And I feel like I can do it profitably at that price. And that's why I kept my bid the same. When Betsy even, you know,
Do you feel like you did a good job?
Yes, yes. And if you ask the maintenance guy, I know I heard that meeting, you know, after listening to the meeting, that the maintenance guys have to go behind me and fix things. I don't know where that would, I don't think they would match that up.
Thank you, Brian.
Yes, sir. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
It's D5. Yeah, he's got a pretty thick little package. He's got insurance and everything on the back. Hi.
What is your name? Eddie Davis. D5 Harris.
Perfect.
Eddie Davis or crew foreman on crew one?
Yes, sir. I just get you a general layout of what our roads look like right now, what we do.
Make one of those for me?
Yes, that should be.
Okay. Would you feel comfortable talking on the microphone, or are you okay talking there?
I don't know if you'll have a current fire contract out spare contract with y'all.
You mean from the?
I made a copy of all of it, including your insurance.
Okay, Ron, let's just go ahead.
What's your biggest long pole in the tent, so to speak, your biggest challenge? Your business here.
So the biggest challenge I would say is right now I understand the business. A lot of times it's finding help for sure, but the way we have our business is a lot of family-based business. So most of our employees that we see a lot of similarities on there. We have a lot of family that we rely on too, so that's one of the things we kind of mitigated how to find extra help. But challenges per se, we're a new business, so we haven't hit any major challenges in our business so far. We just get started and get going, but I think we should, you know, get so far.
family are your employees.
Both of them.
So I liked what I read in your business plan when I saw it the other day. It was more along the lines of the things that I had written for installing software and hardware. Did quite a bit. This seems pretty accurate from the perspective of who, what goes around, and make sure that the work that you put in this proposal actually gets completed to the satisfaction of SID.
So that's why I did my research when we made this proposal. I originally submitted one, because I'm new to this, it's a new business, so I did my research and ready my proposal to fit what I expected. So we have, I know that Betsy especially has high standards as well as all of you do. So everything I say in that contract we would do, and we would uphold, and I would expect that to be held accountable in the way. I'd be going through, if I have 2 crews on the 2 performance, whatever crew we have marked out to do the business for that week, we do it, but all we do is make sure go through, make sure all of the work is covered. Kind of answer the question.
When you're insured, you have relatively new equipment, from what I read. Which are, I'm sorry, that would actually not be appropriate. So I'm gonna let you know.
So you're a relatively new company. Do you have other, will the suburban improvement, how important will the suburban improvement district contract be?
So, now, if you're asking me if this would make or break the business, essentially, I'm kind of told you asking me that. Not necessarily, this is just, we saw this as an opportunity to expand our business, because if you read our name, we're a hydroseeding company. Hydroseeding, and we want to expand into lawn care, fertilization, aeration, and all scale of lawn service. We have still a lot of work through hydroseeding, we've actually done work for the SID office before, with the Omaha Center. So this was not necessarily make or break, this is just a big opportunity for us to be able to expand our business.
Because I read what you plan on doing in each one of the parks, and it sounds fantastic and oracle to me, like too good to be true. But you've got a lot of equipment, you've got plenty of people, so. You think you can do it?
I think so. I would not have come to you with it if I didn't think I could. I'm one of those people that, I tell you, when I do something, if I'm held to an obligation, I will get it done. You'll see right here, I talk about my lawns, that's what I have to do. I have to do that. That's one of the things that I understand. I expect to be held accountable.
Are you a property owner in Cherokee Village?
We live in a house and my wife owns.
Okay.
But I lived here my whole life. I live a mile down the road. I was buried right there about 8 months ago in the spare rooms.
Right in this room.
So that means we have a supervisor now?
Yes.
Thank you, Peyton. Thank you very much.
I guess I'm here from hydroseeding, so tell me briefly what that is.
So hydroseeding is, I'm sure you've seen our work over at the Omaha Center. We come in and we got a slurry machine tank with a pump. And it's a mixture of paper, fibrous mulch, so basically recycling this paper with some cellulose fiber that we put in there. We mix that with fertilizer, grass seed, and we also put a biostimulant for cross germination, and water the bio co-polymer to help with water retention, and then a tack fiber for erosion control for the ponds and all the other goals. And proper watering, as we did over there, you water right kind of grass, right time of the year, you got grass.
I drive by the house, at least one house that you've done on Oklahoma, and I drove by the day that y'all were applying that. That was awesome to watch. And it looks great at Omaha Center. I mean, it was fabulous.
So would you say that primarily your line of work in the past, or up to, you said you're a new company, has been hydroseeding?
We've also done, we've been dipping into, just We have done that, we've done that.
Baldwin and all that kind of stuff. So, and I see by your list of employees that a lot of them are local, so that helps. And my question that I've asked, and I'll just keep asking the others, is if a problem arises, are you going to be willing, because the buck stops with you, are you going to be willing to get out there and fix it by yourself? Even if you can't rectify it with your client or your workers, or I know it's easy to say, hey, Bub, you need to go do blah, 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 like, I hate to, and then they never do. So are you going to be responsible personally? So like we say, there's holes that haven't been in weed, and you've done the Omaha Center, but you didn't blow the stuff off the driveway, and we come to you with an issue, are you personally going to go and oversee it and make sure it's done or fix it
So
yourself?
sure, I understand that, exactly if I was back on me, if something like that happens, and I fully expect that any issues like that come for the one commissioner or especially Betsy to tell me, I will be the one out there doing it. Okay, regardless.
Well, it won't be one, it shouldn't, if one of us comes, you need to ask.
I know Betsy has high standards, and I fully expect to be held accountable. And if problems like that arise, just, I'm sure every once in a while something like that happens, I will be the first one out there to fix the problem.
Your turn.
That's all I have.
I'll ask the same questions because my information from everybody else. How did you hear about this contract?
I just heard it from random people. I saw something in the newspaper, and I had approached Betsy about doing some work up here, and I asked her about the contract before, and if it was coming up this year, if it would be over and get on. So I came up there originally and asked her about how you're seeing this.
What kind of, what are we going to do this year?
I received fertilization, we've done some home, expense, full-time on the thing, about 5, and we had some island and some national labs. Commercial, we don't have any commercial. Like I said, this is an opportunity for us to expand. That's just a great opportunity.
Well, the question that I see is the price negotiable? Because at this point, I honestly would struggle with this amount that you put in your contract.
That, the price is negotiable, and a lot of that too is that I did 2 different things with SID to be accuracy. One of the things I was going to throw in with that is if those services are asked of, that's something that I would throw in because I've seen for us it's a pretty good term for a job kind of thing. But services, I've seen services with offers in the contract as well. Anytime needed, I had did fun job with Thunderbird, similar to what I did in Omaha, similar things that throw those services extra. But it is negotiable. I would even asked Betsy before about it, because I know I watched the last meeting. I understand a lot of people might keep this open, and I would assume that that's pretty open. Everyone's kind of agree with that. And the previous Mr. Malone and such, I usually don't want to split it or anything like that.
Thank you.
You have anything else to add?
Y'all still have 10 minutes.
So like, not like we're selling used cars, but you're 144, it's not concrete. I mean, it's like, this is the bottom, I can't think of different. We could come back and entertain a different figure with you when you think about it or whatever, so. All right. And then how would you, how do you perceive your work crew now? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think your work crew is?
Like performance-wise,
Yeah.
I think 10 with my family. Most of my family are all on the same scope of work ethic as me, and if they know if they're going to be working for me, that they have to uphold that too, because I'm pretty big.
And even in, I mean, we got to prepare for terrible summer stuff, that it'd be so hot you can go and breathe. So is it, are you guys going to do like daylight or whatever and then quit for a while? I mean, you're prepared for it.
We're definitely, at summertime, if I need some, we'll definitely be early in the morning, and up to the day, come back in the afternoon, and we'll get some stuff. I mean, I'm good with working with you personally like that.
You live here, or like you graduate high, what year
because a lot of us say they care about, okay. Maybe it's gonna snowman contest. We got second place.
Can I ask you a couple of questions?
Yes.
I see that you've been down here, you're gonna run 2 crews, 3 people in each crew. So out of that 2 crews and go to separate areas, how many days a week do you think it's gonna take you to do?
I think
Proposed.
for all that, we can do 5 days a week and get all we can done in those 5 days. And even weekends, depending on weather-wise, hopefully, especially in the summertime, the prime season, when we're doing the most.
I think with a good schedule, you'll find that you'll be able to do it better than that. And in my mind, every 10 days, is what you're gonna get, every 10 days. Now, there's gonna be times you've got your priority areas. Our office always, Thunderbird, Papoose Park, the marinas, those are places that all through the summertime have a lot of traffic. So, those are gonna have to be looked at every week to make sure that they maintain that same look. Some of your parks are going to be weeds and chemicals. Making sure you're following back up. I will say to you and the rest of them that come through, I am not paying y'all to do your job and follow my job. So, part of your responsibility as a business owner and a crew leader is that when you turn that invoice over to me, that I can go out and look at any place you've cut and know that you've been there and it's been done. I don't want to have to follow behind. I don't want to have to call you. I don't have to ride you to do your job.
And I will promise you that that will not be the case.
You had a good start with me on the highway scene. I was impressed, and I think I shared with the commissioners that above and beyond. We spent $1,100 to fix the erosion that we waited for 2 years to try to get fixed. $1,100 is what it cost to fix the erosion at the miniature dog at the Omaha Center. So that was a good test for me. Thank you. 6 more minutes if anybody has anything else.
You may have questions for us.
Yeah, do you have questions for us? I mean, we're pretty hard to get along with this.
Just wanted to, like I said, a little bit about ourselves. Like I said, I grew up here my whole life, graduated Highland. We're a family, everyone operated high school, I graduated, and so moved back home, started my family, and started this business. So just a little bit about us, we're full local, and that's what I can.
So you're a Marine, which once a Marine, always.
Okay, so
Thank you for your service. I'm a fire first. So I know a little bit about that.
I have a cousin living there for sure, although I can try to deal with first. I want to go to the prayer.
So, one of you for me.
Do what?
One of you for me.
So you're a Marine, so really nothing's going to bother you. Are you prepared for a lot of the nonsense that throws up on social media and you'll be slammed, cussed out, all everything for the white man?
I've already had a little bit, I'm sure we're around here.
It doesn't matter how good a job you do or whatever, you're going to catch it from the mountain towns to the state and city. So are you prepared for that, or does stuff like that bother you? Because it'll bother me.
It's maybe a little bit at first, but I've gotten a little bit. My wife has to, she's that woman.
Because the social media just sort of chews us up.
Turn it off.
Just don't participate. That's the best way.
That's
Just
right.
good night. Just don't.
These days you have to a little bit, but I try not to look at the specific stuff. Posting the off.
How much time for sure?
It's got 4 minutes left.
Oh,
We were a little bit behind. It's up to y'all.
I mean, when I'm happy working, we don't need to keep it any longer unless.
Feel good? All right. Thank you.
And
copies of your bid and your introduction letter to Sheriff with your quote, Mike.
Okay. I recently bought out paintings last year, the first of last year, took that over. Also, right now, I'm doing the FMDC, I do 4 real locations, Walmart, do all the cemeteries for the city of Ash Flat. I think I listed all of them in my references there. This is Dennis Slayton. Nice to meet you. Caleb, he is one of my employees that's on salary. The other one, his name's Brian Wade. He couldn't be here today, but he's on salary with me year round. That's 2. Down in Lake Evans. Dennis and Lake, if awarded your contracts to mow, they will be coming on as full-time employees year round. They're both local people or whole lives. If you'd like to talk to them, they will answer any questions. But we've looked at all the locations together as a whole. Our plan is to kind of zone out into 2 to 3 different crews, whatever it takes to get the job done. But the top of the dam, we think we can do a lot of it with the bush hog attachments and stuff that we have. A lot of the places that we do to keep from so much weed eating having to take place in a lot of areas. We can just drive down it with the equipment that we have to make things a lot more efficient and faster. And spray. We see a lot of stuff that really needs chemical kept on it. I don't really know. Do you have any questions for me?
I'm gonna let Ron start.
These are all your employees, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you don't have an employee issue. What is your biggest concern or biggest challenge in this business that you have?
My biggest challenge right now would be having to venture out to keep work, to have a big enough crew. That's my main reason for wanting to stay local here, because as of right now, I work as far as Thayer, Missouri to, the other side of Salem. We do some down in Eaton Shade. And them are some of the ones that, as I've stated in my letter, that I would really like to let go of, to where we're not having to travel 45 minutes to mow yards. We're going to stay, we would like to stay local as much as we can.
Is that, are you a resident of Cherokee Village?
I am not, sir. I live in Ash Flat, but I was raised on the backside of Cherokee Village, right there in the saddle. That's where I was raised. I own land over there at a farm beside my grandpa's. He still lives there where I was raised. It has an Ash Flat address, but the land actually joins Cherokee Village. So I've been here my whole life. Dennis lives on
Cherokee, I can't remember all of them now, but I do remember working in Tucson. Maintaining all of them.
I did notice that you have a fee in your proposal. Is that fee negotiable?
Well, I wouldn't, yes, I guess it is negotiable. We figured it pretty tight, you know, to get the men, these two men and gentlemen here, they will be drawing a monthly salary each. You know, Dennis brings a lot of tractors and stuff to the table. The tractors that are listed are his. And he right now works down in Jonesboro, so he's looking forward, hoping not to have to travel to Jonesboro during the summer to be able to stay here. And both of these men have their own trucks and their own lives, and they work for themselves. And we're going to correspond with the crew, my two men that I have on salary, and there'll probably be others that we will hire as summer help to help each of us out. But we for sure have a 5-man crew that I wanted to show you to join forces, and we will always have to make sure we can be in more than one spot at once, you know, if we need to.
Thank you.
I know that's something that you have to run into, is getting stuff done in a timely fashion, and make, you know, to not be able to make excuses and get it done. That's the fee is pretty close. I mean, to be able to hire these men, you know what I mean? There may be a little room, but there's probably not much, you know. But I wouldn't be opposed to talking about it if you would like to.
So will you be able to work, how many days a week? This is depending on, we have to talk about whether it happens, but how many days a week do you and your 4 guys plan on working on this suburban equipment?
We have allotted 20 days to y'all
20 days a month?
a month.
And we work over in the, you know, to get things done, something comes up, and, you know, I'm not always working every day, forgot to, you know, make sure everything runs well.
And Betsy, I'll talk about this, but you know, we are expecting holiday visitors. There are certain areas that we like.
Sure, yes, that'd be no
Based
problem,
on-
you know, come out and get done whatever needs to be done.
And you said you've been to all of these locations.
Yes, sir.
And taken a look at them, and so that, based on that is what your estimate is, based on the amount of time with a crew of 5, that you doing something for,
Yes,
as
sir.
well as supervising.
Yes, sir. Well, really all the gentlemen here with me are supervisors, you know, we all are on the same page. I like to include everybody, but yes, I will be supervising them. These gentlemen, they're experienced in a lot of ways. And that's one of my reasons for the price. I mean, I can't get these men without being able to, you know, offer them enough money to work for them for a month. Everything is just so high nowadays. I think we can all agree it's pretty ridiculous, the price of things. But these men, I know, I've known them my whole life, and there's nothing that we couldn't do outside of mowing grass. You know, there's a lot of things, too many to list, that experience that, you know, we all bring to the table as a group.
That's all.
Okay, you're pretty covered up as it is. I mean, what it looks like, you got a lot of work. And that's a good thing.
Well,
And so this is like a huge jump, this is like major. And my question is, if something, and nothing's ever perfect, but let's say there's some problems or something arises that people are saying, well, as small as a 4x4 out here on the corner of this property. And then pictures will come out on Facebook, it'll be blowing up all over social media, it'll be unbelievable.
Yes,
So you gotta be prepared for the record.
I know
you
you
do
do.
it, and it's okay.
I'm used to it.
Okay.
I just want to, don't call us and say, we didn't know you were going to be saying.
I can tell you before you start, they're gonna be mean.
Well,
Just
yeah,
get ready.
it's coming with it, you know, but you can't make everybody.
You can't make it right. You can't make it work with that. All right, and so, and I did write, so some of this equipment, is some of these other guys' equipment. So-
Well, this man right here beside me, Dennis, a lot of
The bigger equipment.
Okay.
the tracks here and so, yes.
So I didn't ask, but do you have a local, a Cherokee Village business license?
I usually get it when I, start doing jobs.
And how about insurance? I didn't see commercial liability insurance.
My wife was working with the pay, our insurance is out of Jonesboro. We just carried $1 million of general liability. If that needs to be up in any way, that is absolutely no problem.
Okay.
And anything else I need to have through the city, I mean, I can get that. But usually $1 million is what, I don't even know if the banks and stuff that Walmart require that. But y'all require more, do you know?
We haven't had a set amount that we require, but that may be something that we talk about.
Okay. But I do have $1 million as well.
We haven't had a set requirement, $1 million is all we ask for.
Thank you.
All right, I was gonna ask you for when we're done with Cherokee Village, we were back in the authorization for the 46 residential as well.
Yes, sir, and the residential, like I said, I'm not gonna get rid of every one of them. I'm talking with some different smaller lawn cares that are wanting some of the residentials that need the work, but we are, we're gonna keep the banks here, our local banks there in Highland. That's where we have a lot of the week. So the other 10 days, but we're willing to make it work. Dennis has people that work with him off and on. The amount of guys that we need, I wanted to show you that I had 5 guys. I'm missing one today, but I do have another man that's on salary that's in my crew.
And how did you get this contract?
I think it was through the newspaper. Yes.
Anybody else wants to get questions? That's it, any questions?
I heard you talking about zones. I understand what you're putting together with your 5 leaders for your crews. Of course, I know these guys from living here as a kid and going to school here myself, so these are familiar folks to me. And knowing that, and I'm going to say this to you out loud in front of the camera because y'all know me.
Yes, ma'am.
Work is work. I have an expectation of how I want things done. I think I'm an over-communicator. I tell you how I like it done, probably more ways than you want to hear it, and I make sure you understand it. I'm not looking to run around behind you and have to make sure you're doing your job. When you turn that invoice in at the end of the month, I want to know that your work is completed. And it's not my job, the maintenance guy's job, or anybody else to have to call you and stay on you and remind you of things that need to be done. I think this is a good opportunity for anybody to be able to get this contract and to build on it. So I appreciate y'all coming in today.
Thank you. With that being said, I pray and I continue to pray about this. We've told you what we like. This is nothing that we're wanting to do for just this year. I mean, we would like to be doing this 10 years from now, and anyone that ever tried to come in and try to bid it, you'd have to say, if you do better than us, if they have a problem with us, we're going to make you happy. question is just, other than what we had talked about doing, is doing some weed control, and some of the places needed some trimming to be able to get mowers underneath some of the trees, that we would just be doing. And that, you know, as soon as we're awarded, we would be starting to trim and make sure things were taken care of.
Ready to get at.
You won't see us sitting around in the wintertime, we'll be doing something.
So you're working with Fred, doing his,
Yes, sir.
is that, multiple locations?
No,
Or
sir.
just the one at the four?
Fred is the only one I do for First Community, but I do have 4 locations of FMBC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mayor Fowler, if you called him, what would you say about the performance that you established?
I believe 99.5% that they would say nothing but good things about him. I'm very good friends with Mayor Fowler. He's helped me a lot in any questions that I've had with this last year. But I didn't just come into the lawn care. My close friend, lifelong friend, has had a lawn care business for, I think, 15 years now. It's grown pretty big down in Jonesboro, so I've done sod with him for 5 years. So I was used to the commercial lawn care, and I've had construction business. I was a mason by trade, and a dozing and fencing business. But the problem with all of them that occurs is it's not steady, you know, and the grass always grows, and I never thought that I would be mowing grass, but anything that I dedicate myself to, I dedicate it, and I want to do it all the way unto the work of the Lord. I don't pick up a piece of trash to impress anyone. I pick it up because it's the right thing to do. And the grass is going to grow, so that's the reason I went into this business, is for the steadiness of the work.
But you have a good crew this year, so
I do believe so.
I don't want you to leave not saying.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
16 seconds.
Well, I'm sorry if I didn't have any questions.
That's okay. That's okay. So what would be and this is the other side of that, what is the biggest obstacle you see if you get the suburban improvement district contract? What's the
Ma'am?
thing that just makes your teeth itch thinking, oh my gosh, that's what we have to do?
I hate to say this, but there is no obstacle for me. It only makes me smile inside.
Ooh, okay.
We-
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
We're looking forward.
All that sunshine in me.
Andrew, you say Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the supervisor of the city people?
Well, she's not here. I didn't bring her for a reason.
All right.
I don't like you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet y'all.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, fellas.
Honestly, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank
Thank
you
you
all.
very much.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Thank you.
We'll see you later.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, forward, any landscaping?
Yeah, sorry, right. Okay, still got it. And then here.
Fellas, go right over to the front row. You gonna come by yourself? There you go. There you go. All right.
It's red.
There it goes. Welcome. We are from Bennett Landscape, and who we have the pleasure of speaking to.
This is Mark,
I'm sorry?
who's that?
What's your name, please? Okay.
I've had some surgery. My nose is still good up. This is all I do.
Nice to meet
It's good.
Well, I've
you.
been,
You're gonna be the spokesperson for
Uh-huh.
today, and this is, all
I'm Andrew. I'm the product manager.
right, thank you. Well, we have some questions, and then we'll let you ask us some questions. Ron, I'm gonna start us off.
Well, we'll ask for them to take a look at this a little closer.
Susan?
Well, my question, very detailed, and I appreciate all that. Have you been to all of the parks that we've got, all the parks and all of the places where we need you to cut grass? Have you looked at all of them? Okay. The last question I asked the last guy was, what is the biggest obstacle that you foresee happening? What is it? Rocks. Every time it rains, we get new rocks in our yard. All right. Do you have a Cherokee Village business license?
No.
It's going to be required. Can you get a Cherokee Village business license? And commercial liability insurance? Okay. We have not.
Federated insurance company?
Ma'am?
With Federated?
Perfect. Thank you very much. And
That's good, the value of it.
Okay. Is it $1 million policy? $2 million. Okay, thank you. And then in Sharp County, not just because I think you're from Jonesboro, so in Sharp County, do you have any other commercial accounts in Sharp County?
No.
Okay. How many people do you plan on having on a crew in Cherokee Village?
Well, sometimes, right now, we probably put nine different,
9?
single properties. Most of those also do signs, so I have 2 or 6 groups. But when those all, this one, will be 5 employees.
Okay. And how many days a week do you think you'll be able to work in the Cherokee Village?
Like, when it's growing season, so like, March, April, May, it was like, days to look at all the problems.
Okay.
All that cycle.
So 8 days would be a cycle.
And so it might be that we push 8 days in a row, it depends on what the weather does, but that's how it's not there.
Okay.
Those signs that we mentioned before, we did a property, one bit, and there was supposed to be a sewage chemical, but the temperature got in the 80s real fast, and so all that. So the terminal loaded in, within 5 days, we were running the same property. So it's boom, 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 and it's right off. So the only bad is that, you understand?
Yes, sir.
And we also keep 19 employees,
Okay.
8 year round.
8 year-round, you say?
8 year round.
And then 18 for seasonal?
Yeah, 10 year round. And then we pretty much double that, 10 months out of the year. And we drug test, they don't come to work if they have not been able to pass a drug test. If they do not show up on time, they get 3 chances. And we're very serious about our employees, and we're very lucky. I feel like we're very lucky to have young men and very respectful.
Good.
Andrew, how long have you been with Bennett?
8 years.
The reason I asked that question is he's the same gentleman that came here in 2022 with Marty the first time, in the first contract, and he pretty much oversaw our services, and I was pleased to see him come back.
We're three project managers, Andrew's the lead project manager.
Would the Suburban Improvement District be a project?
It's a project.
That's as kind word as I could make it. And when I see a list of equipment,
You're not going to fit.
Yeah, if you don't mind, because of his speech, he wrote a few things that he would like me to read.
Sure.
If services and landscape management of commercial properties. We work with the top architects, general contractors, administrators, homeowner associations, and business owners on some of the most prestigious projects and properties in Northeast Arkansas. At present, the company manages 78 commercial landscape properties. These properties consist of medical campuses, banks, corporate campuses, retirement villas, assisted living facilities, factories, retail plazas, private businesses, and some municipal buildings. Our team is fully equipped with the knowledge, expertise, and experience to maintain the SID process at a very high standard. And I think, Marty, we can say that. I think you build your business around the people, you know, your people. And that's how we have successfully managed our business. We do hold a commercial contractor's license with the state of Arkansas. We also have the contractor's license with the Department of Agriculture with the state. We also hold a commercial applicator spraying license, again with the Department of Agriculture. So other than, as far as I'm aware now, the Sharp County or city license would be the only one. Cherokee Village is the only one that we would have to obtain. Marty also wanted to kind of explain how we got here.
I love that, I love that.
So he says he would like to share with you how Bennett Landscape and Development became involved in the landscape maintenance of the Cherokee Village SID properties. In the fall of 2021, Bennett was engaged in landscape work in Asheville at the Emerson plant. During this time, the SID general manager, Betsy Walton, reached out to our company and asked if we would be willing to consult with her concerning the landscape management of the SID properties. We agreed to do so and began by evaluating each SID property and concluded that the maintenance was subpar on all properties listed. At that time, we were not interested in contracting the maintenance, which was being maintained by the SID employees. Our involvement was to assist Ms. Wall to build a local team. Due to the lack of interested and able-bodied workers, we were unsuccessful. We then looked at putting a team together from within our personnel. The number one reason we agreed to pursue this maintenance was the tremendous passion and vision Ms. Watt expressed for the future of the Cherokee Village properties. We appreciated her no-nonsense approach and her leadership in managing and completing properties. We felt like we would make a good team, and by doing so, we could help Ms. Watt realize her goal of raising the bar of the SID properties. With our team, we were able to bring the properties to a much higher standard. In 29 years of business, we have been fortunate to build and maintain many relationships with individuals that instill such leadership as Ms. Wall. Our company is excited at the opportunity to become part of the Cherokee Village community. We thank you for the opportunity of allowing us to offer our services to the SID community once again. Also, if we do get that opportunity, we are looking at purchasing property to stay here for our guys. Cost, for one, safety for another. Driving back and forth on those roads with equipment is us concerning for them. We of course are covered by lots of insurance, but at the end of the day, it's our unit matter. If you go through there, Marty's got some of the properties, Marty's got properties that we maintain, and then some projects that we have landscaped. And there's also a list of equipment and tools you know, and you've got to kind of expect some, nobody's perfect.
You could be perfect and get some of that's the point she's trying to get to, is there's a lot of backlash with the social media. Just can't take it personally.
Well, I noticed that your price is considerably higher than I was expecting. Is it negotiable?
I did, there was one, when we looked at the numbers there, I admit the best I've done come out with the lower price. But then I bet about $6,700 for this, and it's all based on the medical stuff for the $50.
I didn't understand that. Repeat that for me.
So he's saying that it is negotiable, and that 68, we could lower it for $6,800. But that would be the,
That's what I understood him to say, so.
I'm sorry, I just didn't understand.
it's okay.
No, that's good to keep asking the question, because we are limited in what we can actually and if you talk about not having anyone who lives in Cherokee right now, so that's another expense that I added to this, that would be independent of this contract, would be incumbent upon your team. Are you looking for a single house, or are you looking for something that more people?
We've looked at a couple properties already. I don't know that we would, depending on, you know, if we were able to get the contract this year, we would look at some R&D, that would house a property and equipment. So that's awesome. And then if we were able to continue, we would like to buy it, which is all, it's all doable, with this contract. And we would like to start a vision on that. That's awesome. We would love to do that. This is, we all love it up here, so.
But you currently live in Jonesboro, the rest of your employees are local to Jonesboro?
Yes, sir. Well, this year, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the HTV program. It's a government program, and our company was able to secure 8 visas. And so we will have young men, they all, the requirements for them to come here with our company. And I don't think about this when I say that this is what we require. 2 years of going to church. They must be at least 25 years of age, and they must not drink or smoke. And they must speak English. So this year we even have a bigger opportunity to grow our business. And they all get paid like U.S. citizens do, and they pay taxes. I will be taking the taxes out of the paycheck and sit on the different on a weekly basis.
Being a former resident of Jonesboro for 47 years, and I've never been so glad to get out of the place in my entire life.
Mosquitoes.
I said I spent 47 years trying to get out of Jonesboro, and I did, and I'm here, and I ain't going.
So now you understand where we are.
So, my question is this, is business is business, and that is a drag to drive from Jonesboro to here. You would be doing that on a daily basis, probably, I don't know, what you say, so many days a month. So in the summer, when it's excruciating heat, and you can't hardly stand it, that means your guys are going to be driving that dark, staying here, and then going back home, unless you purchase property here. That's a proposed idea. It's not concrete. And second question, I just know that, are you prepared for that drag? That's what I'm saying.
Well, look at
They've done it before,
Yeah.
and it wasn't great.
It's
And
great.
that's why Andrew actually came up with an idea, you know, with a trailer. I'd like to do a little bit better than that.
So,
I mean, these young men are my kids, my family.
in the unlikely event use something as simple as a 4x4 or something out somewhere, and they're like, that hadn't been weeded around, and so they blew the leaves and it didn't get picked up. How would you be able, would you have a crew manager take care of that, or would you personally oversee the stuff that people might be complaining about? Not saying.
There will be a project manager that's in charge of just Cherokee in the village. So that person will be in charge of the Facebook responses, everybody will have that phone number to that person.
So we have a go-to man.
You'll have
Somebody
to
wants it.
have.
Yeah. Okay, that's all.
You've got about 3 minutes left.
Real quick,
Yeah.
so have you done any work in the past 6 months up in the area, in this area? right here?
You've got nothing, no.
No, not any work, okay. And how do you hear about this contract? Through this role?
Through this law. She,
Contacted you?
yeah, she contacted, Marty, to do some consulting. We weren't originally, even considering, being part of this because of the distance.
Right.
One, and employees, you have to make sure you have people.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Good.
Do you have any?
You got questions for us?
Just if there's anything y'all need from us, please let me know.
Yeah, I think that was on the social media. I don't know if I've ever had anything with the new.
Well, we haven't been exposed to Cherokee Village Grant.
Well, so I think what he's saying is that when they had their previous contract, Bennett Landscape wasn't something that was getting tagged on Facebook, so they didn't have anything that they were responding to.
Okay.
Some have changed,
Okay, if something didn't get weeded, there will be somebody here to go weed it. When you're talking this size contract, you have to respect that.
Yeah.